How do you find viral altcoins before they absolutely explode? I'm going to show you exactly how to do that without doing what most people talk about on YouTube, without going out there and finding all this research and finding out which one have good tokenomics and spending hours finding which one has good leadership and which ones have great utility and all that. No. It's actually a lot simpler. There's a simple chart pattern that repeats itself over and over and over again. And when you understand this chart pattern, you'll literally be able to, in like 60 seconds, be able to tell when a viral altcoin is about to explode, but you'll be able to do it before everybody knows about it. So in this video, I'm going to explain to you the opportunity. I'm going to explain what this chart pattern is, how do you execute on it, and how do you exit from capturing these massive gains that are potentially available for you in the altcoin space. Hi, my name's Adam Winnig, and we built this whole channel to help make your trading easy, lucrative, and fun. So click the subscribe and turn on post notifications. Let's get into this right now. Okay, so we've all heard about it, right? There's viral altcoins that just absolutely take off, right? For example, probably the most famous one that you guys are familiar with here was Doge this year, right? It went from trading about 8 cents all the way to trading almost around like 74 cents at the top, okay? So it was basically like a 10x return here on your money. That means every $1,000 invested, you would have made $10,000 here in just a short period of time. And we see these patterns happening all the time where these coins just go absolutely viral. Another one that has just taken off recently is something called Axie Infinity. Okay, if we take a look at it here over at the end of April, where it was at a previous all-time high until here, I mean, we saw incredible 613% growth in a really short period of time. So as you know, these opportunities are available all over the market, but here's the challenge. The challenge is, how do you find these viral altcoins without driving yourself crazy, doing insane amounts of research? And how do you find them before everybody else knows about them? Because the big problem is, by the time these altcoins get popular, by the time you hear about it, you're likely hearing about it on Facebook or you're hearing about it on Twitter. And if you heard about it there, then the chances are you're too late. And what's going to happen? Likely price is going to dump on you, which if you have any experience in this space, this has probably happened to you time and time again. So how do you find these viral altcoins before everybody else does? Well, there's actually something really, really interesting that happens amongst all viral altcoins, and it has more to do with psychology. And then I'm going to show you the actual chart pattern. So here's what it is. Essentially, anytime a new coin hits a new all-time high, what does that mean? It means that it's broken a previous all-time high. So if we look here on Doge, the previous all-time high was around like 8 cents, right? When it breaks that all-time high, which we saw here on April 13th of 2021, we can see that price goes into what's called price discovery mode. And essentially what that means is that the market doesn't know how to price this asset. So it just goes into this discovery mode where it usually goes parabolic. Now, why does that happen? For a couple reasons. Number one is it's an all-time high. So when it's an all-time high, this catches the attention of the media, of social media, of Twitter, everything, right? So it catches the attention. YouTubers start talking about it, right? Essentially what happens is once it hits an all-time high, retail traders or noobs come in and they buy up like crazy this coin, which what happens? It pumps the price even higher. And then what happens from there? Well, people see it's pumping, so they FOMO into it and they pumps even more. And so you get this like parabolic rise that happens in price. If we see the same thing that happened with Axie Infinity, we saw that it was at a previous all-time high here around like $11. And then once it broke this all-time high, I mean, it went parabolic from like $11 all the way up to like $74. Okay. And part of the reason being is, yeah, this is a widely used game. It's a play to earn in the cryptocurrency space. But besides the fact, you didn't even have to know that. You could just look at the chart and tell that this thing was about to take off and go absolutely viral. Let's take a look at this chart pattern. Before we do that, if you'd like to actually get this written report where I go through this really in-depthly, then just come on over to Instagram and follow us at Blue Edge Crypto. There's 2 E's in between, and message us the word viral and I'll actually send you this in-depth report about viral altcoins. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you this chart pattern, and then I'm actually going to show you the data and the proof that we've been gathering. And then I'm going to show you how to find viral altcoins really easily and how to find coins that are breaking all-time highs really, really quickly. And then I'm going to show you how to exit these coins so you don't get stuck holding a bag. You don't try to ride something too long. Okay. So the chart pattern is simple, right? Okay, we'll take a look here. Again, we're on Axie Infinity. We'll see the previous all-time high was here. Generally, we have a previous all-time high. Then we have kind of this bottoming out pattern or this bull, right? And then we have it break an all-time high. And once we do, it generally goes into price discovery mode. Okay, sometimes it'll come back and it'll test the all-time high like you see here, and then it'll go into price discovery mode. Okay, the same thing that happened in Dogecoin. And then I'll show you a few more examples. And then I actually want to show you data, so you know that there's actually validity to this. Everything that we do on our channel, we try to, as much as possible, bring data behind it, so we're not just another YouTube channel spewing our facts. So again, if you like that data-driven approach, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Okay, again here, we saw a previous all-time high. We saw this bottoming out pattern, right? Which comes down here, it kind of bottoms out here. And then we saw it go absolutely viral, right? Okay, let's take a look at another one here. This is TRX, same thing. We had a previous all-time high. We saw it broke the all-time high here, came down, it retested a little bit, and then it went boom and it took off, right? This was another one that a lot of our members got into, which was called PlayChip. Members have been killing it on Axie Infinity and PlayChip recently. But basically, if you take a look, previous all-time high, this big bottoming out pattern, breaks all-time high, price goes parabolic, right? Starts catching the attention of the news, people start FOMOing in, price starts taking off. Okay, another example here. We can see this with Hex. Okay, so we can see this here. We had a previous all-time high, right? We had the bottoming out pattern here, broke all-time high, tested it on this very next candle, boom, took off, went absolutely parabolic. So it happens time and time again. Now here's the data to actually back this up. Okay, so we've been tracking this. We've actually seen that there has been a lot of potential gain, like 2,400% potential gain here just by using this simple methodology. Okay, anything that you see highlighted in green here, this essentially means that it was in fact breaking a previous all-time high, and this is the gain that we saw happen afterwards. So you can see 205%, 16%, 28%, 677%, 21%, 147%, 195%, 288, 365, so 231, 20%. So you see that almost always it's going to go into profit. Now it's going to vary on how much profit it actually goes into, but the average percent gain per asset, which is, just us tracking this the past like 3 months or so, has been 142%. Okay, that means that on average, when this pattern occurs, 142% gain has followed. So here's the next thing, is how do we make this really easy, right? Because here's the challenge with cryptocurrencies. There's like 10,000 different cryptocurrencies and there's more being minted every single day. So how do you find these that actually break all-time highs? We built something really simple. It's a piece of software that basically scans these 10,000 different markets, and anytime it's breaking an all-time high, you'll actually get a quick alert notification straight inside of our Discord community. Okay, so this is a really awesome thing, and we've had members going crazy making tons of money simply by using this. So it's essentially going to alert you anytime this chart pattern pulls up. We're going to let you know when that actually happens. You can see here, Lee is letting everyone know. He's been trading Bitcoin since it was a penny. He's one of the best crypto traders that I know of. You can see the same pattern, right? Broke all-time highs and it's taken off, right? So we see that happening time and time again. Now, if you'd like to get access to this, just go on over to Instagram. Again, just come on to our Instagram page and just message us Hypecoin Software. Just message us the word Hypecoin Software and we'll let you try it out. And you only pay for it if you feel like it's worth it. So that's that. Now, the last thing is, how do you actually exit these coins so you don't get stuck holding a big bag of useless crap, right? So there's a couple ways that you could trade this. Okay, one example is you can decide to risk a certain amount. So let's say that you want to risk $100 per trade. You risk $100 on the trade, and then you can just go for whatever amount that you'd like to. So for example, let's say you have a profit target of 30%, which we see that it oftentimes goes 30% or way more than that. Boom, you can just set your take profit at 30% and there you go. You can also, if you'd like to get a little bit more dangerous or you like to really increase the returns, you could also use leverage. So you could do like a 2x or 3x leverage. So a 30% game now becomes 60% or 90%, right? Which is really, really quite cool. Now, make sure that you're only trading with money that you can afford to lose. The second way that we actually like to know when to get out is actually using something called the SGA. It's a proprietary algorithm that we built for our members, but basically it shows you when to get out. Basically it'll turn colors or it'll cross over this line, and that's a good sign. But if you don't want to get our SGA algorithm, there's also a free way that you can do it, looking for something called divergence, okay? So when we see price start taking off, we can see it's making higher highs just like this, boom. What we're looking for is on like the oscillator here, we can see that it's making lower lows. What is this? Lower highs. What does this mean? This means that price is running out of steam, okay? So it's making higher highs, but it's making less higher highs, meaning that it's kind of running out of steam and a reversal could be likely to happen soon. So we like to exit on divergence. There's other videos on our channel, like actually there's one that I'm gonna put right here, which is gonna show you the best buy and sell indicators so you know how to actually use this. We go into divergence a whole lot more inside that video. So go ahead and take a look at that right now so you know how to exit coins properly.